Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Fesos Bego. Welcome again to this live broadcast this evening. I just want to take this time today very briefly to encourage some of you that might actually be watching and listening tonight to say there is power in Longrich products. I just want to focus on two products that I'm very passionate about. That is the Alkaline Cup together with the Longrich liners. But before I can actually go very far, I would actually maybe just want to start with the statement to say, I believe very strongly that as a Longrich business owner, you need to make it a point that you are connected with your products. I always use the statement to say, be one with your products. Connect with your products. Be passionate about your products. Now, for me, my passion is actually within this particular tree, not necessarily overlooking the others. I use basically quite a lot of our products, but today I just want to focus on these two for specific reasons. And those reasons are actually very personal, if I can put it that way. Let me just start talking about these panty liners that we have within Longrich. One key thing that attracted me to this, especially as a man, and today basically also trying to put an emphasis on us as Amachita, making sure we are able to adapt and align ourselves with the products that we have and also be able to find value in this particular product. When I went through some of the the properties that you actually find within our Longrich liners, one of the things that actually attracted me was the aspect of the anion that you actually find on the anion strip, the green strip that we know, popularly, on our liners. The fact that the green strip is actually an anion strip, or it releases anion when it gets in contact with the body, it actually intrigued me because I then actually went back and tried to find out exactly what is this anion and what is it that it does within our bodies. One of the key things that I actually picked up, and I'm just going to focus on two of them. One of them being that it is actually an anti-inflammatory. Now, by that it basically means it assists in, if there is perhaps some swelling or whatever, unnatural, occurrences on your body, or even on your organ that is actually happening. It basically means as an anti-inflammatory, it assists in reducing, that swelling or that enlargement that could actually be at that particular time. Now, as an anti-inflammatory, it basically means it assists, with the reduction of that. But the other aspect is that it also has properties of like an antioxidant, property. That now is actually one aspect that, just blows my mind whenever I actually think about it, because as an antioxidant, it basically means any level of oxidation that is happening in our bodies. An antioxidant coming in, it assists in lowering it. And what that now does is it assists, therefore, in eliminating the development of what is actually commonly known as free radicals that would actually develop in our system or our bodies. And that then assists in making sure that we are able to uphold a healthy life and, our bodies are actually maintaining a good balance and, all of that. So because of that, what I then got to realize is that, and also through some research and, going through reading books and, reading articles and all those things that have actually been written about anions, is that they can also assist in helping in combating the impact of cancer in the body. Now, in particular today, my focus is on the impact of prostate cancer or the development thereof in our system. Now, as guys, we would know, Gucci, every man, we all have prostate glands. Now, we are taught and told, Gucci, every young guy that is 38 years old and above, you'd actually begin to develop a prostate gland starting to swell at a certain point. Now, what I actually want to highlight is that if you are not taking care of yourself, a number of things are bound to happen. you are most likely going to find yourself being exposed to this enlargement that could eventually result in the development of the prostate cancer. And that could actually be dangerous. I mean, personally, I'm passionate about this aspect or this topic because my dad, some of you might also know, my dad died 12 years ago or as a result of prostate cancer. And as from that point, I told myself that, listen, I would be foolish to allow myself to live my life recklessly without taking precautions that would assist me to make sure that I eliminate or prevent myself from, attracting, the development of such prostate cancer, even, upon my life as an individual. And ever since that time, I told myself that I need to be careful. I need to make it a point that I try live healthily. I try do things that would actually help me to, protect or maybe prevent such developments in my life. And when I came across this particular product within Longrich, and after understanding that part of its potential, or I would say, the capabilities or maybe the ability that you'd actually find, or the benefit, if I can say, that you'd find, out of this particular underliner. I then said to myself, but wait a minute, what about if I were to use this also to make it a point that I help myself to prevent the chances of the development of this cancer, or especially prostate cancer in my body as a man? Now, ever since that point, I started doing some research and actually got to realize that, yes, indeed, the properties that you find in this underliner do actually assist in fighting, combating, and even the prevention of such, but also coupled with healthy living, good lifestyle, and all of those. And ever since that time, I then made a decision that every day of my life, I'm going to make it a point that I use this particular product. As a result, I make sure that wherever I am, in the morning after taking a bath and all of those, this is one of the key products that I would actually use, this underliner, because I've told myself that I do not care about the stigmas or whatever else that could actually be. The key thing that I'm concerned about is, what will it cost for me to have to be treated once I've actually contracted cancer? And perhaps it goes on unnoticed and it starts developing into other things, or maybe even other organs or parts of my body. I mean, you can count a number of people that we know globally that we have heard of that have actually developed prostate cancer, and some of them eventually passed on. Not that there was no treatment that they would have actually gone through, but basically what I'm trying to say is that it is a costly exercise, even if you have to treat it. Now, I've actually decided that if this product is available and it has the properties that it has, what's the point? I would rather just make it a point that I make sure that I begin to use it and begin to protect myself and prevent the development of such, in my life. So I just want to encourage you out there as Ijita, watching this right now this evening, to say, listen, it's about your health. And you just need to make it a point, Uguti, you yourself, even if you just don't just take what I'm saying right now, just make it a point, Uguti, you go out there and grab one of these, do your own research and find out, Uguti, what are the benefits of an iron on your body as a guy. And you'd actually realize, Uguti, it is more than what I've just highlighted right now. One of the key things that I would highlight is the importance of an iron on your body, especially in relation to your fertility as a guy. Some of us, we might be going through challenges like, for instance, infertility or low sperm count, or, things related to that. But what I can assure you is that if you could begin to use products that could enhance your N-ion in your body, you'd actually begin to see your life changing. The challenge that you'd actually be having would begin to be transformed, and you'd begin to find yourself being able to perform even better. And that, for me, I think it's actually very positive. If kunechita out there that would say to me, or maybe I don't need that, I can assure you, Guti, if you can just tell yourself that I'm switching, I'm changing my mind, I'm actually going to be open-minded and allow myself to study this thing, research it, and make it a point where I understand it, then I can assure you, you will begin to see the benefits and you will thank yourself for the decision that we have taken. Another product that I want to focus on is this Alkaline Cup. It's a very, very basic product looking at it, but I can assure you the life that you get out of this is equal to none. You'd know that your body is basically constitutes more of water than anything. I mean, your body weight itself is more than 60% of water. The composition of your body, at research would actually tell you, even doctors and the like would tell you that it is nothing less than 65% or 70% of water. Now, that basically indicates that water is actually a very important part of our lives or our bodies. So the type of water that we drink is very, very important. So I know that some of us, we have this consciousness in our minds, and you'd actually find that we are so conscious of it to a point that we told ourselves, you know what, I'm not even going to touch tap water. But some people don't even have access or maybe the ability to can access bottled water anytime or every time that they want to. But I just want to address these two aspects. You might actually be saying, look, I trust my water in my area because it is blue water. It has been tested and proven to be blue status and whatever the case might be. Like we have in Johannesburg. I mean, we all do know that the quality of water in Johannesburg is known to be very good. I like that and I endorse it. It's actually a very good thing. But one thing that hit my mind recently is the fact that actually the infrastructure that reticulates water from the source, from the reservoir to our houses. How old is this infrastructure? To what extent is it taken care of? The taps, the pipes at your house, the plumbing that you have actually done in your house that eventually reticulates water into your own house, the water that you'd open the tap and drink. How is that being maintained? How sure are you that that tap is actually in a good state, that the water that you drink is actually in good condition? It's actually a question that hit me the other day. But when I went through and actually read about this particular cup, I actually picked up one thing, that what this cup does is actually multiple things. Number one, it assists us in making sure that we eliminate acidity in the water that we drink. Now, the water that would actually be coming from the reservoir into your house, it goes through some infrastructure that has been laid many, many years. Some of them decades old. And by the time it comes out of your tap, even though it was purified and cleaned at the reservoirs or at the source, by the time it comes out of your tap and you are just about to drink it, you do not know the level of acidity that is in that water. Now, what I then said to myself is that I'm actually grateful to this particular cup, because what it means is whenever I need to drink water, I would actually run direct tap water into this, activate that water, and I would actually be able to drink with confidence, knowing that from that point, I'm actually drinking alkaline water. And that basically means I'm drinking water that enhances my body. But it doesn't end there. Another thing that I actually picked up is that this cup assists us in terms of making sure that it dissolves the chlorine levels that could actually be in the water. Remember, water at the source is purified using chemicals, and chlorine is one of those chemicals. I'm not going to dwell much on this, but I would want you take your time and do your own research on the excessive intake of chlorine onto your body. And you'd actually begin to realize that that could actually result in harmful consequences, over your life. To a certain extent, you'd actually find that to some people, excessive intake of chlorine could result in the development of cancer in their bodies. Now, let that be food for thought. In terms of preventing yourself from, attracting or maybe incurring such diseases or maybe challenges, basically what I'm saying to you is, here is an alkaline cup. If you're already an Longrich member, an IBO, you need to value this type of a cup, because what it does for you, it gives you alkaline water, it eliminates the intensity of chlorine in your body, in the water, therefore its impact on your body is basically lessened. But not only that, the third aspect that intrigues me is the fact that as you use this cup and activate the water using this cup, what it does also is it breaks the water into, or the water molecules into smaller particles that would actually be easily absorbable onto your body. Now, I actually kept on asking myself a question many a times to say, but why is it that whenever I take alkaline water from the pie cup, from the Longrich pie cup, I find that I'm better hydrated compared to other, times. Like, for instance, you'd actually feel dehydrated and you just grab water anyhow or grab any fluid and just drink it. But I then got to realize that actually what I'm doing when I take alkaline water from the Longrich pie cup, it actually enhances me even better, but it is because of the solubility of the water. It then gets easily absorbed into my body, and my body gets properly hydrated, and I can actually feel revived and function even much better. So for me, that is actually a very, very positive thing. Now, one key thing, as I just want to close up this brief discussion right now, is that when you now look at both these products, and not only these, there's others again, like for instance, the 3 different types of teas that we have within Longrich. Also, you'd find that they are also antioxidants, and they also have got quite powerful, properties within them. But that is a talk for another day. But basically what I'm trying to say is, when you become the user of these products and become sold to these particular products, you'd actually now begin to realize that actually what is happening is I'm beginning to enhance my body by using these multiple products that all basically have common traits, if you can look at that. You'd find antioxidants in there, you'd find you'd find anion enhancement, and even over there. And basically what it means is that from all of these type of products that you are actually coming across, or that you are beginning to use and adopt, or become, or maybe begin to make a culture to use in your body or in your life, you actually now begin to realize that actually I am enhancing my life by becoming a product of the products. That's basically what I'm trying to enhance or maybe emphasize with this particular talk, that we need to be sold out to becoming products of products. Because the minute you understand the value and the benefit that you get from these particular products, and you adopt them and you become one with them, you get sold out to them, then you begin to see the value. One point that I want to say in closing, especially to us Amajita, or even actually everyone, because this aspect that I just want to bring up now, it is common to many of us. I entertain a lot in my house. This product is one of the lifesavers whenever I entertain. So I just want to say to you, to all of those, all of you that would actually be also entertainers, and you'd find that maybe your friends or your colleagues, when they come through, you find yourself indulging some, they take a bit of wine and the likes. With this alkaline cup, at the end of your day, making sure that all of your guests take alkaline water, it also assists in diffusing the level of acidity in whatever it is that was actually taken in during that process of entertainment. But one key thing that I've actually picked up, and this is the point that I want to highlight, is that I've heard Amachita, the next day they would actually give me a call and say, Sfiso, but actually, what is it that you gave us? Because normally I would have heard Islamatlama, but now because of whatever else, I don't know what it is that you gave us, I'm actually feeling so fine. I don't have that light head like I would actually have. But I would then realize, because it happened quite often, I would then realize that actually it is because of the impact of the alkaline water that I would give to them at the end of the day. And basically what I'm trying to say is, you need to be able to understand the value that you find in these particular products and begin to enhance your life by using them, as much as possible. So on that note, I just want to say to you, key things. Do your own research on the products. Begin to know your products. Begin to understand what is actually contained in here. When they talk about anion, what is anion? What are the benefits? When they talk about the alkaline cup, what is it that it does? Why are we so ranting and raving about alkaline water so much? What is it that it means to say the pink tea would actually help you burn lipids or maybe drop your body fat and all those things? You need to understand what are the ingredients in the various products that you use so that you can actually be able to use them effectively and benefit yourself in your life. I would say this in closing, that as much as I know that life is something that is in the hand of God. But whenever I look at the products that we have, I look at myself and I say to myself, you know what, Sfeso, be grateful to God that you are introduced to Longrich at this time in your life. Because at least you are able to save yourself. You are able to save the lives of your children, your family, and the likes. Like, for instance, some of you would know, I've got daughters. My little girl is 10 years old now. I know that from the first day that she would have a need of a sanitary pad, she will actually be using a decent sanitary pad. Not any pad that would actually be found out there that might have issues that would actually impact her, like the recycled pads that are made out of recycled materials that are commonly found, in the market out there. The various inferior sanitary pads that we are exposed to as human beings. I'm glad and I'm grateful to God that thanks to Longrich, my daughter, on her first menstrual cycle, she will be exposed to a good sanitary pad. Pause and think about it. Think about your neighbors. Think about the people that you know out there. Think about the girl child that you know and ask yourself a question. You might be a guy, you might be a lady. Ask yourself a question that what type of a sanitary pad is my friend using? What type of a sanitary pad am I using? What type of a sanitary pad is my daughter using? Upon the answer that you will get, decide to be smart and use something that will enhance your life. Use something that will enhance their lives. Use something that will protect you and keep you and extend your life and your well-being. Make it a point that you are not going to miss out on enjoying the benefits of this type of a cup. And maybe that as we continue to hustle, as we continue to go out there and make it a point that we build our businesses, let us build our businesses on the understanding of the value of the products that we have. In doing that, we will definitely make it a point that we have the best type of business that we have and fruitful and profitable businesses. On that note, thank you very much and may God bless you till we meet again. Thank you.